Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we have some bears. And what we're going to do today is you're going to pick a bear and we're going to get a rune reading from the Willow Runes about what your wildness is wanting to tell you right now. So we have a black bear as part of the Spirit of the Wheel deck, Introspection, Spirit of the West. And we have a white bear who is the Great Bear, card number 20, so that's the Judgment card. White bear with the Aurora. We have a whimsical white bear who's standing in as the Hermit in the Tarot of the Magical Forest. And we have the Spirit Bear of 396 hertz in the White Light Oracle. So, feel into these cards. One of these bears has a message for you about what your wildness is trying to tell you right now. I will put the timestamps in the descriptions and I will see you there. Bye! Hello, card number 1, people. So we're going to start by moving this over here. We have the Black Bear, who's the Introspection card, Spirit Path of the West for New Perspective, Retreat, and Unity. And we are going to see what message your wildness has for you. Let's see what runes of the Willow Runes want to come out today, to play in the woods today. Because it's bears. I have a teddy bear with me, actually. I was going to use a teddy bear as one of the options, but there wasn't really room. Here he is. His name is Hercule. Hercule can oversee some of the proceedings. He's sitting over on the corner. Anyway. Okay, so card number 1, people. Your wildness is first and foremost central issue telling you you can stand on your own. You are fully capable of supporting and protecting yourself. We have Ensues Reversed. Ensues is the rune of the elk, otherwise known as the moose. And I'm going to move this so it's a little prettier. And this rune has to do with protection and support. When it's reversed, it has to do with that you are able to stand on your own. You are able to protect yourself and support yourself. What led up to this is there has been a long period of time, it seems like, where things have felt frozen. We have Isa, which is the rune of ice. And things were not moving forward. Things were very, very still. At the same time, you were getting some clarity coming through because of the stillness. And now your wildness is here telling you, you can stand on your own. You can do this. You can do this. You're totally capable of doing this for yourself. Again, as the card says, New Perspective, Retreat, and Unity. So we've had sort of like the retreat, the stillness that led up to this moment. And then we're like, no, you know what? I can stand up. I can take care of myself. What is going to help you is, this is Manas. It's the rune of humanity and your part in it. And it's just a matter of, it's not like your place in humanity, but it's your part to play in humanity and where you feel you belong. And just sort of knowing that what you bring to the world is essential and that nobody else can do what you do. And so that, feel that sense of belonging, feel that sense of essentialness, and that's going to help you with feeling like, yes, I know I can stand up on my own for myself. What isn't going to help is you're a bit worried about your energy levels. We have Sovilo, which is the sun rune, and you're a bit worried that you might not have the energy levels that you need to do this. Sun has to do with source energy, so it is on the lower line. And whenever a very, very positive rune, because it has no reversal, even though this one I know is reversed, just this particular rune, the way they drew it. But anyway, whenever something very, very positive shows up on the negative line, it's basically worries about that thing. So you're a bit worried about the energy levels you might need. But honestly, when you feel confident and strong in who you are and what you bring to the world, you are going to have that energy. It's going to be part of the balance. So that's what's going to help you. And what this is going to lead you to is a greater sense of focus. We have Kanas, which is the rune of fire, and also it's the torch. But when it's reversed, so this is usually expansion, something that starts small and expands into a blaze and opens out. it's reversed on the path line. So it basically has to do with focus. So you can hone your focus now that you feel more confident for yourself. And one of the things that's going to help you is make sure that you are also, okay, I'm going to read this one a couple ways. This is Willow Reversed. Willow is the rune of the journey. It's riding, but it is reversed and it's on the upper line. So what's going to help you is make sure that part of your journey forward is a journey inward. We have, if it's reversed, then it's like going inward. It's an introspection thing. So you're going inward, even while you're focusing outward, making sure that there is that mythic level that is being brought into play, which keeps your life much more rich and meaningful, because that's where the meaning is going to come in. What isn't going to help is you're worried about surprises. You're worried about what your fate might be. We have, what was the other thing I was saying about this? Yes, there was a second thing I was going to say about the Willow rune reversed that's very alliterative, up in the helping line. And that is that there may be a journey that you had been on that you're going to bring to a close, and that's going to help. So maybe you were feeling like you always needed support from others. And honestly, the fact that you are doing what you know is the right thing for you to be doing, that's where your support is coming in, just by its very nature, because this is your part in the world. That buoys you up. That actually does support you in the world, and you're sort of meeting others with joy. So letting go of any journey that you had been on where you'd been sort of holding back and thinking, what I do isn't as much worth, and maybe it's not important, and blah blah blah. But you can actually support yourself with this. So, I mean, maybe not monetarily, but as far as just, protecting yourself and supporting yourself in the world, you can do that. Let your wildness help. So basically what you're worried about at this stage, where you've got this better focus going on, is we have Pertho. Pertho is the rune of the lot box that has to do with surprises and fate, but the surprises that it has to do with are surprises that were always there. So something that you didn't consider, that wasn't even on your radar, popping up and surprising you, and this will drag you down just worrying about it. If that's the case, just bring yourself back up here. You're already walking in both worlds. You're already walking in both, the outer world, the corporeal world, and also you're going to want to bring in the inner world, which lends meaning and extra power to your walking in the outer world. So what this is going to lead you to is a greater sense of home all around you. You're going to feel very much more supported. You're going to feel very much more in a situation where it's some solace, some sanctuary. It's the home and the homeland rune. It's Othala. So you're going to feel this greater sense of home around you, and not even just inwardly, just overall. So that's what this is leading you to, and that is the message that your wildness has for you based on card number 1, the Black Bear. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2 people. So, card number 2 people, this is the Great Bear. It's card number 20 in the Wildwood deck, and this is basically, it's standing in for the Judgment card. So it's basically the call that is now coming due. You do need to answer this call. It's there waiting for you to take that step ahead into what needs to be done. So that is the Great Bear saying the time is now. So let's see what the Willow Runes have to say about what your wildness is telling you right now. I'm going to lay out all the runes in this spread first right away, because usually the first reading set the shape of the readings to come, and so the shape of the readings to come seems to be this. So on we go. We're going to read for the Great Bear. Okay, very nice. There is, I was singing Teddy Bear's Picnic earlier, and it's like, yes, we do actually have a teddy bear with us today. This is Hercule. Hercule was going to be he was going to be one of the choices, but I had the 4 nice cards and they all fit, and so I thought, well, Hercule will just be here for moral support. So Hercule says hello. He's over here by the corner, and you can feel his presence while I do the reading. So, all right. So card number 2, people. Your central issue and what your wildness is trying to tell you is listen. We have Ensues Reversed. Ensues is the rune of communication and manifestation. Reversed, it generally means listen. Be silent, listen. This is, or listen to your inner voice. Bring your communication into the inner. What led up to this is, I'm actually going to read this a couple ways. One, so it's Ensues Reversed. It's the rune of the wild ox. The wild ox has to do with strength and health. When it's reversed, especially when it's reversed on the path line, it has to do with actually a couple things. So first, it has to do with your inner strength. You've really become more aware of your inner strength, and the reason that you may have become more aware of your inner strength, if you haven't just become aware of your inner strength, is that you've had a period of time where you felt a bit ungrounded, like the rug's been pulled out from under you. It's reversed, so you might have been feeling not as strong as you would like to. You might have felt not as healthy as you'd like to. Otherwise, just basically you may have felt sort of ungrounded, sort of off balance. And what this has led you to is finding your inner strength, remembering your inner strength, and now your wildness is saying, okay, now listen, this is important. What's going to help you at this point is tap into your source energy. We have Sovilo, the sun. The sun rune has to do with source energy, whatever it is that you can do or do, whatever you can do that taps into your source energy. That could be like music, that could be creating, that could be nature, that could be any number of things that make you feel energized. And this is the time to do that. And it's going to help you to listen. It's going to help you to open your ears to what you need to be hearing. Is get yourself energized. Make sure that you have all the energy you need. Tap into that source energy, because that's what's going to help you in this stage where your wildness is saying, now listen. What isn't going to help you is you're worried about negative surprises. Actually, you're worried about negative surprises, and you're worried about learning something about yourself that maybe you didn't want to know, which sometimes is the case. This is Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate, but the surprises that it has to do with are always surprises that were always there, that are just coming to light, basically. So reversed on the lower line, what could drag you down at this point is A, actual negative surprises, B, actual finding something out about yourself that you didn't realize before and that sort of throws you off, or just worrying about negative surprises happening, or just worrying about what am I going to learn about myself that maybe will unbalance me again. If that starts to drag you down, bring yourself right back up to where you are tapping into your source energy. That's really going to be your cleanse. Like, just do what you need to do, like walk in nature, listen to music, create something, anything that actually does energize you. If you're an extrovert, maybe go and hang around with some friends for a while, things that basically give you the energy that nourishes you at the source. And that's what's going to help you at this stage where it's saying, listen. The next step on the path is you are going to be doing something very actively creative. We have Ingvaz, which is the rune of Ing. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. I'm going to move this up because I can't see my lower leaves. I just noticed. Not as well as I could anyway. So basically, what this is saying is, Ing's rune, another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. This has to do with active creation. Not necessarily painting, writing, sculpting, things like that, but taking what you have to hand and shaping it. And that could be what's around you in your life. That could be what's around you in your home. There is an Othala rune built in to Ingvaz, so that could be the case. Shaping what you have around you as far as relationships. Just basically going in, and at this point you're going to be actively shaping things around you. What you have control over, you're going to basically control what you can. So you're going to basically put things into shape. And this is part of what the Great Bear is calling you to, is like, look, now is the time. Now is the time. You need to listen and you need to do the work. So after you've listened and you've tapped into your source energy, you're going to be working on that. What is going to help you with that is that as you do this, as the clutter clears, the light is going to come in. We have Dagaz, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. Everything's going to be illuminated, and honestly, this actually feeds a lot from what you're taking as your source energy. This is the sun and this is the dawn. So combined what you're taking in as your source energy, and also what you're doing, the listening, and also what you're doing to shape what you have around you, what you have control over. This is all what's going to help illuminate your entire field. Basically, it's the vanquisher of darkness. So it's basically going to illuminate everything. You'll be able to see more clearly than you ever have before, and you will be able to see what needs to be done, and you'll also see what needs to be left because you don't have control over it. So there's that. And what this is all going to lead you to is a much greater sense of focus. You're not going to feel like spread so thin anymore. You're going to be feeling very, very much more focused. We have Kanaz. Kanaz is the rune of the fire. It's the torch, it's the fire. It's something that starts small as an ember and goes into a blaze. But it's reversed on the path line, which means it's honing to a focus. It's like from supernova to focus to laser. So you're basically going to be increasing your focus at this point. You're not going to feel as spread out. You're just going to be like, okay, I know what I need to do. I already know that I can take care of things that I have control over, and we're going to just go forward from there. I know what I want, and I know what I need to be doing because I listen and I focus and all that good stuff. So that card number 2, people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Oh, sorry, your message from your wildness. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So card number 3, people, I'm going to move the Hermit over here. This whimsical bear who is standing in as the Hermit card. So you're just basically taking some time to, step back, step away from the din of humanity and sort of really view things and get a clearer picture of things. So let's see what your wildness is trying to tell you. Get a nice reading from the Willow Runes about what your wildness is trying to tell you. So, neat. You know what? That was the central issue on the last reading we did, which is really cool. But with the context of the other runes, it's going to be completely different. Maybe not entirely completely different, but a lot different. So I'm going to throw down all the runes in this spread right away. Get that out the way. Let's see what this is. Oh, nice. Okay. Earlier, I was speaking of whimsicality. I was singing the Teddy Bear's Picnic. Last night, I dreamed of a black bear eating a giant pile of cookies. Well, the cookies were out in the forest, and then so I saw the bear, but then I wasn't worried because the pile of cookies was bigger than the bear. So I figured the bear is going to eat the cookies, and they're not going to be interested in eating me. And it was a black bear. It was a black bear, but it had a black muzzle, like it was all black bear. And then this girl came along, and she's like, "Yeah, we take care of the bears." It was a pretty neat dream. Anyway, but I was singing the Teddy Bear's Picnic earlier, and then I was going to have a teddy bear as part of the choices, but there wasn't room when I laid out all the cards. So I do have Hercule with us right now, and here's Hercule. Hercule says hello. He's giving us moral support from the top corner, where you can't see him. He's actually off the mat. But anyway, he's here. There is a teddy bear presiding. So anyway, card number 3, people. Your central issue is represented by Ensues Reversed. And Ensues is the rune of communication and manifestation. Reversed, it has to do with listening. Not only listening, though, but tapping into your inner voice and listening to your inner voice, inner communication. Now, leading up to this, you've really been opening up to this lately. This is something that you've sort of built up to this point where you are like, I'm going to open up and listen to my inner communication. This is something that I definitely want to do, and you've been building up for a while, from starting small to like bigger and bigger. Maybe you've been doing some meditative practices, maybe you've been doing journey work, but either way, you've been really opening up to your inner voice and your inner communications, whether that's just with you and your higher self, or whether that's you and guides, or deities, or whatever, however you want to do that, angels, guardians and guides and dream figures and all that good stuff. So, but you've been working on that for a while, and right now you're in a situation where your wildness is saying, okay, we're all here, we're all present and accounted for inwardly. Let's really have that, get this communication going. And what's going to help you with that is we have Dagas. Dagas is the rune of the breaking of the day. It's the dawn. And what this is, I'm actually going to say this a couple ways. First of all, the building up that you did on this has basically just turned the lights on for all of this. And so it's all very much illuminated for you. Even if the outside is bleak, the inside is vivid. But also, the more that you connect with that, the more light there will be. Like, the more you will be able to see by that. It will illuminate every aspect of your life. Your entire field of vision will be illuminated. And that's going to help you continue. These are going to basically feed each other. What isn't going to help is, at this point, not to do anything, because you've built up, you worked on this for so long, and to actually, and I'm going to read this also like this. So this is Isa, it's the rune of ice. It has to do with standstill. It has to do with like things feeling frozen. But the thing is, you have opened up to this, and now it's your time to actively communicate with all of this. Like, really get that dialogue going as the hermit you are currently being. And way back when I first tried scrying, for example, here's a personal anecdote. I would do the whole thing. I would look into the crystal and everything would turn into clouds and then nothing, because I was waiting for something to happen. And the thing is, with scrying, you have to set an intention. You have to, I mean, you can sometimes be lucky and get like something coming through, but honestly, you can't just wait for it. You have to make that, you have to cross the way. You have to basically make those steps, take those first steps and make that effort, because otherwise it's like a ready screen on a computer. So what you need to do is, now that communication's open, you don't just call somebody and sit there. You say, hi, this is me, and I'm saying hello to you, and how are you? And then it comes back. So that's what you've got to do. Don't just, now that this is open and all the lights are on, don't just sit there and do nothing. Don't just sit there frozen in the proverbial headlights. You've got the light, start talking. So have that inner communication going on, and if you start to feel frozen, just like bring yourself back up, see what's being illuminated, and talk about that. You got to talk about something. So bring that up. So your wildness is basically saying, no, make those steps, meet spirit halfway, meet your inner communication partway, and just basically start asking questions. Get that enlightenment, get those illuminations. What your next step is going to be is, first of all, a greater sense of inner strength. We have Ensues Reversed. Ensues is the rune of the wild ox, and it has to do with strength and health. Reversed, it has to do with inner strength, and that's definitely a good thing. And this is basically inner strength based on having opened up to this, having done the communication, and now you're feeling stronger and richer and more whole than you have for a while, which is really, really good. What's going to help you here is, at this point, first of all, I'm going to read this two ways. First of all, this is Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland, and reversed, it has to do with, what I mostly see this as is inner home. What's going to help you is, you've actually built an inner home. You've inwardly, in the imaginal realms, you have basically constructed the equivalent of an inner home at this point. Somewhere you can go to that gives you solace and sanctuary no matter where you are in the physical world. So that's actually really, really good. The other thing that is helping you is, having had all this illumination and discussion, you know what you no longer need, you know what no longer serves you. And Othala reversed always has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. So that's what's going to help you at this point, where you are looking at your inner strength and feeling like, even though things are a bit off balance in the world right now, perhaps, maybe you don't feel as strong or as healthy as you would like to in the outer world, inwardly you do know that you have the strength, and you have all this strength going on. It's also letting go of stubbornness to a certain extent, and this goes with that as far as that goes. Letting go of the things that no longer serve you and letting go of your stubbornness. What isn't going to help is, you got everything, it feels like you've got everything, you're on top of it. You're worried about surprises that'll come in, things that you didn't expect, things that you didn't have in mind, that are going to sort of throw you off. We have Pertho, which is the rune of that lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate, but the surprises that it has to do with is always surprises that were always there. It's just you didn't know about them before. So you're kind of worried about that kind of thing throwing off your balance. Try not to worry about that. Even if it does, just bring yourself back up to this inner home that you've developed at this point, and remembering your inner strength. And what this is going to lead you to is, we have the blank rune. Yes, indeed, it is the blank rune. And this is basically, you're going to be much more open to things when you come back from your hermitness. You're going to be a lot more open to pretty much whatever life throws at you, because you're going to have access to your inner sense of home, your inner communications. Your life is going to be much richer, and in terms of just like the layers of it and the meaningfulness of it, and you're going to be able to step out into the untracked, the trackless wastelands of out there, and feel a lot less unsteady in it. You're going to feel a lot stronger. You're going to feel a lot more connected, and that you have a greater sense of meaning and greater access to, like greater recourse to helpful direction when you need it. So that, card number 3, people, is your message from your wildness. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people. So I'm going to move the spirit bear of 396 hertz over here. The meaning of this card is feeling protected as though your mother was a bear. Just basically feeling like you have just on hand, to hand, you have this protection. You have protection ready for you to protect you at any given time, and in a way that is undefeatable. So what did the runes have to say to add to this message from your wildness? That you are definitely, you may go ahead and feel protected as though your mother was a bear. This is not to say anything against people whose mother are bears. I mean, I don't know. For all I know. If anything, it's being respectful to that, because nothing more protective than a mother bear. Okay, I was thinking about actually the teddy bear's picnic earlier. I was actually singing it, and we do actually have a teddy bear with us today. He was going to be a part of one of the choices. His name is Hercule, and Hercule is right here. Hello. And but he's basically, he didn't fit on the thing once I laid out the cards, so I was like, all right, you know what, Hercule can be he can preside. So he's giving moral support from the corner. Here you go. So your central issue here, the main message that the spirit bear that your wildness is giving to you here. Is that the ice cream truck? We get ice cream trucks around here. I'm not going to leave for the ice cream truck. We have ice cream. I'm a grown-up. I can get my own ice cream. Anyway. But I digress. I was just saying because you might hear it if they're outside. Okay, so the main message that your wildness is telling you right now is, there's a couple things actually. First of all, this is Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest, and it's also the rune of time. It literally means year. So one of the things that the wildness is telling you is that right now you're concerned with time. You're concerned with A, how much time has passed, B, how little time may be left, and C, what do you have to show for it? What harvest have you had? So that's what your wildness is concerned with at this point. Your wildness is saying, I think you're concerned about this right now. Leading up to this, we have Ensues Reversed. Now, Ensues is the rune of communication and manifestation. This has to do with, obviously communication, but it's reversed on the path line. So leading up to this, I'm going to read this a few ways. First of all, there may have been a lack of communication that led you to this point. You may have had like a lack of communication where you're like, it's not there. or you may have had the opportunity to listen very, very deeply recently, or you may have had the opportunity to listen to your inner voice recently, and this is what has brought you to this. So one or all of those that has led you to this moment of, hey, you know what? Time has passed, time is passing, I don't know how much time I have left, what do I have to show for this? Which, honestly, if you're just living, you're doing it, you're good. But anyway, I know people want to have something. So what is going to help you at this point is, first of all, you want to declutter. You want to declutter what you have around you so that you get a better... It's like that Sesame Street thing about where the guy meets the animals and they're all mixed up, and when he puts them all back in the right order, he realizes the sheep is wearing boots, and he says, now I know what's wrong. Sheep don't wear boots. And the sheep walks out of the boots and he's got these little naked feet. But anyway, that's one of my favorite Sesame Street bits ever. And I use it as a descriptor like I'm doing now. Sometimes everything is just, you've got so much clutter you can't see what is where it needs to be and what is where it belongs. So one of the things you're going to be doing that's going to help you at this point where you're wrestling with this question is getting things in order. And one of the things you're going to do to get things in order is to let go of things that no longer serve you. So you're feeling protected. You're feeling like, okay, I'm safe to do this. And when you feel protected, you feel more willing to let go of things that don't serve you. You're not going to be as frantically clinging to things that you will never use ever in your life, but that you've been clinging to and maybe have been dragging you down. So that's the first thing that Othala Reversed is talking about. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. It has to do with, solace, sanctuary. But when it's reversed, especially on the upper line, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. It also has to do with sort of finding home within, so that wherever you go, you feel at home. But mostly I think what I'm seeing here is that it's a decluttering thing, where you're basically saying, okay, everything here that doesn't help me, everything here that doesn't spark joy, I'm going to let it go because it's not serving me, it's dragging me down. What isn't going to help is, and I'm seeing this really as well as it's Ingvaz. So Ingvaz is the rune of active creation. It's Ing's rune. Ing's another name for Frey. Frey's the fertility god, and it has to do with basically shaping things, making things be the way that you want it to, even things that are out of your control. So that leads to craziness. If you feel like you have to just keep shaping everything, then you are going to be clinging to the things that are dragging you down. And this is why it's very important that, at this stage, because this is going to drag you down. It's like, I need everything. I don't know what I'm not going to need, and I don't know what I'm going to need. I need everything, and I need to fix everything, and I need to shape everything, and I need to control everything. And that's not going to help you. What's going to help you is feel yourself protected and start looking at what you have around you. And if there's anything that is dragging you down, that you've been dragging along with you, that doesn't serve you and that doesn't help you, let it go. This is a stage of decluttering your home space, and that's inner and outer home space, just basically so that you can see what's what. And when you do that, your next step is that you're going to be learning, you will be learning something about yourself that you didn't know before, but that was always there and was perhaps buried in the things that you were clinging to, that were sort of covering up who you actually were. And now that you've decluttered a little bit, you're actually saying, hey, you know what? I'm seeing this about myself that I didn't know before. This is really useful. This is mine, and it's something that I can use and that I can build on and that I can take confidence in. And what is going to help you here is we have Laguz reversed. So Laguz is the rune of the lake. It has to do with water. It's all the watery stuff, so emotion, intuition, and heart. It's reversed, and it's on the upper line. So first of all, it's about seeking your deep inner heart and letting that lead you. Second of all, it's about acknowledging your emotions, basically looking at them, even the scary ones, because this is what it's like. This thing has been unearthed now. This part of you, that who you are, has been unearthed. And the best thing you can do is just embrace it as it is. So that's going to be really important. And knowing that through that, you're going to be able to access more of your heart than you've ever been able to access before. Now, what isn't going to help at this stage is you're going to be a bit peer pressured by the din of humanity. You're going to basically say, well, other people have gotten their poop together before I have, and this is you, this is your life. Only you are going to know the right steps to take and the right way through this, and nobody else is going to unearth exactly what you have unearthed about yourself. So try not to let other people, if other people have advice, great, thank them, and basically then do your own thing. So thank you, I will consider your opinion. I may not take it and run with it, but I'm going to consider it as a thing that you've said, and that your heart was in the right place. But you got to find your own heart, and that's what you're doing, and that's what's going to help the most, is seek your own heart and basically embrace allow any emotions, even the scary ones, that come through, because by sitting with them, that's where they're going to feel seen and flow through like the weather they are. So what this is going to lead you to is really the end of a journey that you were on. Maybe you felt like, obviously you felt like you weren't sure what you had to show for your life, but at this point, after you've gone through all of this, you will be ready to start a new chapter of your life. This is Raido reversed. Raido is the rune of the journey, and it's reversed on the path line. So it's a continuance of an inner journey. So if you were doing this with things inwardly, you definitely want to continue with that because you know what you're doing with that, and you're going to continue that work, which is important. But you're also ending the previous journey where you were unsure and cluttered, and starting a new chapter where you're much less cluttered and much clearer and knowing more about yourself than you did before. So that, card number 4, people, is what your wildness is telling you, or wants to tell you, and it just did. So there you go. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.